Do you ever feel like you consume a lot of information, news, social media, videos, yet something still feels shallow? You know more words than before. You can summarize what you saw online. But when you try to speak with weight, your words feel thin. When you need a strong judgment, your inner compass feels unstable. Your thinking doesn't deepen. If that sounds familiar, this Japanese book explains that feeling very clearly. Today's book is The Place Only Readers Reach by Takashi Saito. The message is simple. Reading is not mainly about collecting information. Reading is an action that creates depth in a person's life. And the author goes further. He suggests there is a place you can only reach through reading. Here, depth is not just being knowledgeable. It is when knowledge sinks into your thinking and your character. It changes your words, your judgments, and the way you see people. A deep person doesn't stop at surface reactions. They look for background, structure, human motives. They don't rush to a quick verdict. So why do we become shallow so easily today? The problem is not intelligence. It is reading habits. Online content often pushes us towards shallow reading. We grab conclusions, grab keywords, move on, and feel like we understood. But we don't stay with an idea long enough. Without that staying time, thinking doesn't sink. Knowledge doesn't connect. And it doesn't become your own language. Books are different by design. A book is not only conclusions, it is the whole path. Background, assumptions, counterarguments, structure. You stay inside one mind for longer. The strongest feature of books is not more information. It is time spent inside thinking. The first ability is thinking power. Not fast thinking, not smartness, but the ability to carry thinking to the end. Online reading often trains a bad habit. You jump to the conclusion and stop. A book is different. The distance to the conclusion is longer. You have to follow the steps. That long distance trains mental endurance. It builds depth. But there is a key idea here. Depth does not come from just reading. You need to turn reading into conversion work. You convert the author's thinking into your own words. Here are practical techniques. First, before you start, place a simple one-sentence guess. In one sentence, what kind of book is this? Your answer can be rough. That one sentence changes everything. Your brain starts hunting for evidence. Reading becomes active, not passive. Second, after finishing, make a book jacket line. Try 15 to 20 words. Then write a small store recommendation in 30 to 60 words. Avoid pure feelings like "I liked it." Instead, write the core claim. This book reframes A as B. Cutting ideas down is thinking training. Third, pick 3 sentences that hit you. And then write one line for each. Why did this line hit me? Which experience? Which value? Which hidden fear or hope? This is where information turns into inner language. One advanced technique. Write one objection. Okay, this makes sense, but what about this case? Agreeing is easy. Objecting requires deeper understanding. The second ability is knowledge power. Online knowledge is often fragmented. You collect many dots, but you don't see the whole. The problem is not lack of facts. The problem is lack of structure. A good book is structured from the start. Background, definition, problem, examples, conclusion. Knowledge enters your mind as a connected line, not random dots. When knowledge connects, new information doesn't control you. You know where it fits. 2 techniques matter here. First, read multiple books on the same theme. For example, 5 books. You begin to see patterns, agreement, differences, and your own axis. That's when knowledge becomes your map, not someone else's opinion. Second, use the table of contents as a map. The table of contents is the author's blueprint. Summarize each chapter in one sentence. Structure deepens understanding. The third ability is character. Reading, especially literature, philosophy, history, biographies, lets you touch struggles and values you will never live through personally. That experience changes how you judge people. You stop making quick verdicts. You stop labeling reality too simply. This strength, not rushing to judgment, does not come from efficiency hacks. It comes from staying with other human lives. One effective practice. Summarize from the person's position. What are they protecting? What are they afraid of? And add one question only. If I were in that situation, what would I choose? That is where reading becomes life depth. Before we finish, here are a few extra points. Why books, how to choose books, and how to read difficult books. Online content is powerful for quick information. Books are powerful for human depth. Why? Because books give you the full thinking path, structured knowledge, and long exposure to human complexity. Most importantly, depth does not grow inside speed. Depth grows from time spent inside an idea. How to choose books. Start with themes connected to your real life. Mix genres. About difficulty. 70% understanding is enough. Perfectionism kills reading. For difficult books, read aloud when stuck. Don't force one pass understanding. Use 2 passes. First for structure, second for depth. Make output part of reading. That alone changes everything. This episode is not meant to inspire you emotionally. It is meant to be practical. Depth is not something you are born with. It is not intelligence, vocabulary, or personality type. Depth is built through repeated habits. And reading, done in the right way, is one of the strongest habits for building it. When you read with techniques like summarizing, extracting key sentences, and questioning the author, you are not just learning ideas. You are training how your mind stays with complexity. Over time, this changes how you speak, how you judge, how quickly or how carefully you reach conclusions. That is why reading matters even in an age of endless information. Information makes you faster. Depth makes you steadier. So don't aim to read more books. Aim to read one book more deeply. Here is one simple action to take from today's episode. In your next book, choose 3 sentences that truly stay with you. Then write 1 line for each. Why did this hit me? That small habit, repeated, is enough to move your reading from information to understanding and finally, to depth.